Welcome to the Green Room, your backstage pass to the world of surfing. I'm your host, surf MC and commentator Tappa Teece, diving into epic wins, crushing fails and wild stories with surfing's biggest names, as well as the legends working behind the scenes to keep that stoke alive. A big shout out to our sponsor for this episode, the Official Beer Co. with their new GC Lager. So wax up, paddle out and join us in the Green Room, where the surf chat never goes flat. Well folks, welcome to the Green Room. Today's guest, well, you know what? I've been doing the Kira Surf Riders Team Challenge they have every year for around nearly 30 years now, and one year I'm doing it. Next thing, turns up this bus, massive bus, graffiti all over it, and then there's this bloke gets out, and he's got a sound system in a wheelie bin. And I tell you what, I've got to know him more over that time. He's moved up to the Gold Coast, but this bloke has done so much in his life and is such a great human being. You got to have a yap to him. And like Bondi Board Riders, he's a icon in Sydney, icon for graffiti. He's done so much. Well, we're going to find out about it. Welcome to the Green Room, Tony Spanos.
Thank you so much, Tappa. Thanks for the intro,
mate. It's so good to have you here, mate. Now, mate, you grew up. You were born in Sydney.
Born in Sydney. With a Greek Cypriot dad, godfather of the Greek community of Australia. So he's like a gangster. And back in the day, came in the 1920s on an English passport from Cyprus.
Yeah.
Mum was born here in 1926 in Sydney. Her parents came out as refugees in 1900 in Dale and got married up there. And so I got the silly Greek kangaroo in me, and having a Greek dad that sort of everybody loved, but was a tough bloke. Yeah. That he let me have a great life, and I learned a lot.
Now, mate, so where did you start growing up in Sydney? Was it at Bondi or?
Well, Dad bought a house in Vaucluse.
Oh.
So I went to Vaucluse Public School, went to Vaucluse High. So my backyard was Parsley Bay. Jumped off the bridge when I was about 10 at mid-tide, at king tide. Yeah. And, when it was a full moon, I worked it all out because I studied everything. They talk about curiosity killed the cat. Yeah. I don't know why I'm still alive, I tell you now.
You've used up a few
lives, I went to
mate.
Vaucluse Public. So I knew all about the Gap. The coastline. Our bus used to terminate in our street, Fitzwilliam Road, used to take me straight to South Bondi where it terminated there. So I could get on the bus, the 322, take me straight to South Bondi. And while we were rebuilding a butcher shop, a new shop in Oxford Street, Taylor Square, my father had 4 butcher shops, one in the city in George Street. So I knew the city like the back of my hand from young. I catch the 327 from Vaucluse all the way to the city on my own, come home with Dad after he finished work. So I'd run around all of the different department stores and win all the prizes and all the competitions, and I knew everything, I was a live wire.
You still are, mate.
Well, at public school, they told me that you sleep half your life away. And I said, well, damn that, I'll stay awake for it. So I live 2 lives, day and night.
Now, mate, you're a keen surfer, mate. You're always out there and you've got the biggest smile. They say the best surfer is in the water's the one having the most fun. So you, honestly, mate, you're one of the best surfers I've ever seen because you always got this great big smile. But how did you first get into surfing? Like Vaucluse isn't really... No. On the surf, it's on the ocean, but it's not really surf there. How did you get into surfing?
They were rebuilding, making a new butcher shop up in Taylor Square, and I knew about surfboards because I used to watch on TV back when I was only black and white then. Yeah. Waimea Bay, and I was fascinated with those Hawaiians going down this big wave and that, and growing up in Vaucluse, I'm on the harbour, got the beaches, I got everything. And I was a water baby. Yeah. I went to swim in Parsley Bay. So they're doing this butcher shop.
So more like the Greek where it's flat, the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it was flat, but every now and again the ferry'd come in and there'd be a little wave. I'd have to wait for it. Anyway, so then they're building the butcher shop and they're in the cool room and they've got the styrofoam, and I knew they make surf without styrofoam, and they finished with all the plywood ones. So I took a piece and I watched the way they cut it. So I took it home, I had the bread knife and I cut this styrofoam up. They gave me a big panel. Yeah. I paddled around Parsley Bay with it. It felt right good.
Wasn't glass?
No, just styrofoam. I didn't know about glass. Yeah. So I thought, and I'm there on this thing and waiting for a ferry to come in, didn't happen. Got on the 322, went to Bondi.
With your piece of foam?
Yeah, got my foam. I've shaped it now.
Yeah.
I'm only about 7.
Oh, wow.
I've shaped the surfboard out of a styrofoam. Yeah. I want to be a surfer. And I've taken it down to the north end where the kids are, jumped off the rock there when the wave was coming in, tried to time it, because I'm studying it. I do my homework. Yeah. I'm wild, but I try to be safe. Yeah. And it broke in half. Knee went straight onto a barnacle on the rock. And did the biggest gash down my knee. I've still got it.
Oh, I've still got the scar today.
Yeah, my first surf scar I ever got from surfing.
So that was your first sort of attempt in real waves. When did you get like your first real wave, or did you get another surfboard, or did you get a real surfboard?
I did then, because we're at primary school going on to high school.
Yeah.
They had those big rubber things.
Oh, the surfer planes.
Yeah, with the fins on the back.
Shane said he used to help hire them out and that, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was down at Bronny, and I walked around to Tamarama, and it was big.
Yeah.
And they're all laughing at me, the boys, And then they said, "You're going to go out there?" I go, "Yeah." And they gave me one. Yeah. And they're all going to watch me now get killed.
Yeah, because you're this little Greek bloke.
Yeah, little Greek bloke. I'm not tall, blonde, blue eye,
and
surfy.
they think you're probably from Blacktown or somewhere.
Yeah. The same thing happened to me when I went to Hawaii. Yeah. They didn't believe I could surf, right? Yeah, the Hawaiians. Anyway, so go out the back of Mackenzie's to get this wave.
At Mackenzie's,
I had to because you couldn't go out Tamarama. It was too big.
Yeah.
It was coming in huge.
Yeah.
And I'm going to die now. They're all laughing.
I know Mackenzie's a great wave.
So I go right down the end of Mackenzie's to jump off on this thing.
Yeah.
And paddled around, and I caught the bomb of the day, and I'm trying to steer it towards Tamarama.
Hanging onto those
but I'm trying to
legs,
steer it towards Tamarama.
Yeah.
And I'm going towards Mackenzie's, and there's the rocks in the middle.
Yeah, I know those.
And I'm trying to turn left.
Yeah.
I made it, and I thought I was going down the Big Dipper ride at Luna Park.
Yeah.
They got the big slippery dip.
Yeah.
Oh, did I love that? And I made it.
And that sort of hooked you, did it?
That was the end of it, because once I went down that Big Dipper ride at Luna Park and wasn't scared to do the Big Dipper ride, the big slippery dip, I was going down this slippery dip on this thing at 500 mile an hour, trying to aim from Tamarama, and I made it. And I shocked them all. And that was it. So I was a big wave rider.
Yeah, you do. Well, honestly, mate, I see you out Burley and I go, who the hell's that out? Oh, it's Tony. And you're out white. And for some reason, there's always some massive set and you're on it. I don't know how.
Give me a high five on that one. I love you for that. You know why? Because Burley, I've had a blood transfusion. I've got Burley in my blood, no more Bondi.
Oh, bullshit.
I've got Burley in my blood now. You
got Bondi there
no,
forever,
forget
mate.
Bondi. I'm sold out. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm here forever. You're stuck with me. And I love your surf report every morning.
Yeah.
I wait for that at 6 a.m. It's better than the alarm bells. And I set my day from low tide to high tide, what the winds are and everything. You program my wonderful day every day.
Well, that's awesome, mate. But look, we've got to talk about you now. You've got on the surfer plane.
Yeah.
When did you get? Look, you've done the surfer plane thing. When did you go to a surfboard?
Well,
after
a
that?
guy called Jeff Peard at high school, about 14.
Yeah.
And his brother was a big footy player in Eastern Suburbs.
Oh, one at Peard. Yeah, I remember the Peard.
Yeah, well, Jeff was his younger brother. Oh. And he made me this surfboard for $40. And he didn't finish it. It was rough as guts, and I got rash all over me.
Even with the wax?
No, yeah, mate, they couldn't have wax on it. It was so rough, you could stick to it.
Oh, texture deck.
Yeah, texture deck. Non-slip, He did the cheapie on me.
Yeah.
Killed me. But it went all right.
Yeah?
I surfed it well at Bondi, and I started getting really
Was
good
that
waves.
with leg ropes or without leg ropes?
Leg ropes.
No leg ropes, no.
And then the next thing, I had another boy at high school, I was going into about 5th form or something.
Yeah.
And he making surfboards, Guy Tilbury. And he made me this fantastic surfboard. So I took it out to Bronny, no leg ropes, and it was big that day. Yeah. Huge. And the only way to get out back in those days, I used to borrow boards. I had other boards, but this was the Mickey Mouse one. And you had to jump off the ledge, the rocks, run across the reef at low tide, and then paddle for your life before you get smashed and killed to a million pieces back on the rocks. Yeah. It was a dangerous jump, and run. Yeah. And I made it. I'm out the back, and I've gone for the first bomb. And I sort of rode it, but it fizzed out, so I turned off to get the next one. As I'm paddling back out, the next one's already frothing, 90-degree vertical, about 20-foot face, landed on my head, and I heard a ding underwater. That was the board.
That was
Never saw it ever again. Gone out to sea. About half an hour later, I crawl up on the beach. I can't see. Yeah. And I've made it. I survived it.
Oh, so that was a dark. It was right on dark you came in.
I couldn't see because I was so worked.
Oh,
I would have drowned. I nearly drowned.
Oh, well, that's good that you didn't drown.
Yeah, and I'm out there thinking I should be at home now having Scotch finger biscuits with my mum. What am I doing out here? I'm getting nearly going to dry,
And so from there, mate, you're just surfing, and did you end up becoming part of Bondi through that sort of thing?
What happened there, because I surfed Bondi all my life, I knew everyone down there. I ended up with lots of different boards, Terry Fitzgerald ones, this and that, and all the different boards that came out. Shane was 10 years younger than me. And he was already on tour and this and that.
Shane Horan we're talking about.
Shane Horan we're talking about. When I say Shane, everybody knows it's Shane Horan. Yeah. So he was already on tour and doing his thing. Yep. We had a guy called Elksy. And Elksy, we had run a surf shop down there. He's in Indonesia with kids there, living over there now. We had Spot, who was doing the ITT
thing. No, Spot, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the nude surfing. We had the North Bondi guys, which are, part of the surf culture up there with the clubbies. Yep. So Shane sort of promoted Elksy to become our own club at Bondi. This is early 80s or close to 90. And Elksy organised a whole bunch of boys to go with him. Michael Beamey, most of us, who ended up the president of Bondi Border, is a close friend of mine today, to go to Hawaii to catch up with Shane, who was there. Yep. So those half a dozen boys from Bondi went to Hawaii. Shane was there, and he set them up on the beach to go out sunset when about 10, 20 foot. Yeah. And they all shit themselves. Yeah. And he sent them out, And they all came back to Australia, champion, big wave surfies. And Bo Savastis took on Bondi board riders for 10 years as the president, and I sponsored him doing that.
So you've sponsored Bondi board riders for 30 years, is that correct?
Right up to today.
That's
Back in
unreal,
1990,
mate.
Yeah.
And because you've been lucky to be blessed with a bit of money, and I know that what a generous man you are to look after that, mate. But yeah, you're surfing and your Bondi, like, mate, that first time you were responsible for the Bondi board riders bus too, weren't you?
Oh, the bus was fantastic.
Let us know about the bus. How did the bus come about?
The bus was a classic because in its previous life, it was the Peace bus.
The Peace bus. What do you mean?
Ooh. Well, in 1990, when I opened up Graffiti Hall of Fame at the Meatworks, which was a drop-in centre for all the wild kids in Australia, wherever they came from, they turn up. I used that for environmental activism.
Yep.
And I used it for surf events, for Indigenous surfing up and down the coast, from Fingal right down to Wreck Bay, Ulladulla. I used it for protests, reclaim the streets. I shut George Street down in the city with the bus diagonally, jump out, and all the kids would come out of the train station and dance all day on the street.
Oh, sick.
So the bus was famous. It was notorious. And the police just wanted to kill that thing and defect it. And everywhere I'd go, they'd defect it. End up in Darwin. The first thing is 20 police cars around me defecting it.
Even in Darwin,
Oh,
mate.
yeah, we went to shut down Japaloo.
So did the cops think you're a bit of a serial pest, mate?
Biggest nuisance in the world. I've been arrested that many times for breaking the peace.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 47 raids.
But you're a lovely man.
Yeah, but 47 raids at the Meatworks during parties, rave, hip-hop, even police boys, citizens.
Well, mate, let's wind it back.
But no drugs and alcohol found.
Yeah. Well, let's go back, mate, with it. So that's
where the bus came from.
But we'll go backwards, and that starts with the Graffiti Hall of Fame.
1990.
Now, you told me before that you're responsible with the people for making the first ever legal graffiti wall. Is that correct?
That's
Where
right.
was that, and how did it come about?
Bondi Promenade.
Bondi Promenade.
Bondi Promenade became the first legal wall in the world.
And how did that
That's
happen?
my claim to fame too. Isn't that
That's
great?
mate, you got a lot of them.
I got a few claims.
Yeah, but how did that
what
come
happened-
about? How did
I had
gel?
all the boys at Graffiti Hall of Fame painting murals.
Yeah.
And they're all illegal, these kids.
Yeah.
The police are after them. Transit police go on. One of them's done 120 trains, you know?
Yeah.
And they're going to lock them up if they grab them, you know?
If they get them, they're in.
They're
That's
gone.
it.
They're
Yeah,
gone. So I had to get these kids that were champions because they get under your skin. You love them.
Yeah.
And it's after all, they're artists.
But they're artists. But they weren't doing anything else criminal, were they?
You know, they're not bad kids. You're just artists that want to paint.
Yeah.
And they turn them into criminals. And if they turn them into criminals, they turn their friends into criminals. They turn everyone into criminals.
Yeah.
Everybody hates the police and they hate the system.
Yeah.
So I had to turn that around. It looked like ancient Greek to me. I loved it, the colour and everything.
Yeah.
These kids are smart. They're in fashion, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, come here, all you kids, start painting. I'll pay you. And let's get some business cards and portfolios happening. I've got computers, I've got laptops, photocopy machines, here's your phone. And I take them everywhere. We paint things from the museums, the salvos here and there, and we get newspapers to come and film them. Now they belong to public property, these boys. They can't be arrested for being vandals.
And so that Bondi one, how did that come about? Did you
I was always at Bondi because I love Bondi.
Yeah.
And there was all this shit written on the walls.
Yeah, like
know?
what, Nazi
labels and Bondi girls suck dick and all that crap, you know?
Yeah.
And we don't want that crap, you know?
No.
And it was filthy. So I talked to the manager down there because he knew I was a big name around Bondi and big wave rider. And I caught the biggest wave ever hit Ben Buckler. I'll tell you about that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then, and he sort of half liked me, and I was in the news a lot because of the good things that are happening with graffiti.
Yeah.
He said, well, bring me along a few sketches and we'll think about it.
Yeah.
So that was all I needed. So then I got all the boys rounded up, a couple of $1,000 worth of paints and the rollers and everything. And I hit the fucking wall that night. I couldn't. I'm rolling as fast as I can.
No sketches, just like there
the
it
sketches
is.
are in their mind. It's going to be on the wall. The sketches are going to be on the wall.
Yeah.
That's where the sketches are going to end up. Anyway, I'm rolling away and they're painting as we're going. We did from end to end of Bondi Promenade in one night. That's how we had.
And is it still there?
Hang on. They change it every now and again.
I change every now and again.
Over the last 30 years, they add more.
Oh, yeah, because that's a long
They've
time
got to
ago.
get permits nowadays.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we do that. Next thing, I'm in big trouble. They're all in the morning. The cops are there. He's there.
Looking for you.
Got me. Yeah, they got me. Yeah, I can't run away. I can't hide. I got to talk to them. You know.
Yeah.
And they can't get the kids though. They're all gone. You know.
Yeah.
And they're going to me.
So they're going to get after you.
And they got the inspector of fucking Bondi Junction down there, and they got the Downing Centre. They're going to lock me up or whatever. And they're going for doing it. And I says, look, listen, I'll tell you how it is, Inspector. I says, he asked me for sketches, and the sketches are on the wall. It's just misunderstanding. It's in their heads. They don't put things on paper.
It's a misunderstanding, Oscar.
They don't know how to put things on paper.
Yeah.
But it's on the wall. And I'll tell you what, if you don't like it, I'll roll it out tonight and we'll just put back Nazi things and girls suck dick and everything, all that crap. And you can have it back or you can have a bit of art.
Yeah.
I lived on. I got away with it.
And everybody's happy.
The kids could stand there with a ghetto blaster with spray cans and paint away any day of the week without being arrested.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the manager of the promenade, I can't forget his name. He used to hate me because I used to have the loud sound systems for the Bondi board riders.
Yeah.
And they'd ring the police on me. Imagine ringing the police when you're having a surf contest. You know?
Yeah.
Somebody complained that's crazy.
Yeah.
Aren't they crazy? We've got 5,000 people here enjoying the music. You've got one neck crazy telling me to keep quiet.
Yeah.
Do they ring you up, Inspector, when there's a storm to tell God to turn the waves off?
Yeah.
You know? Who are these people? You know, we're having a great day.
And so that's how I saw you when at the Kira team show, and first time I ever met you, with the wheelie bin sound system. Is that how that came about?
Yeah, because we used to have to do what you do now at surf comps with all the wires and the generators, and that's illegal. Have a generator, could blow up, wires, they can get electrocuted. And so we put them in a wheelie bin with a solar and everything, 1,000 watts. And we put sort of Bluetooth receivers and transmitters so they can't arrest the DJ. He's on his phone about half a mile up the road playing all the music and on his microphone talking to everyone. You know? And then we put the wheelie bins everywhere and they'll just go off. And they're great. And then when the police tell us to move on, the party, because they're all dancing, we just move the wheelie bin like the Pied Piper and they all follow, all the little rascals. And we've got the wheelie bin going down the road with the music, everybody's happy. And we've moved away from those silly neighbours to annoy some other neighbours, you know? No worries.
Oh, that's awesome, mate. Now, the other thing, is it the Meatworks where you started the Graffiti Hall of Fame?
That's where it all began. It all began in the Meatworks.
How did that come about, mate?
Well, look, in 1990, I worked in the Meatworks for 30 years with my dad.
Yep.
And
family business. My dad was a
family
butcher
business,
too.
you know, the IDB course, in Daddy's business course.
Yeah.
But the problem with my business, I had older brother-in-laws who were jealous of my dad's wealth, and they married into the family for the money. It's a Greek tragedy kept down under.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, what a story that one is. We won't talk about that one.
Okay.
Anyway, so I had to fight these guys all my life. It's at work.
Yeah.
A shit fight. I'm working hard. They're getting reaping the benefit of it.
Yeah.
So I took off and went to America in '87 to race NASCAR.
Yeah.
So when I came
We'll
back,
go to NASCAR
Yeah, but I'll tell you why.
later.
That's how I started Graffiti Hall of Fame. I came back alive. And I'd lived my childhood dream to be a NASCAR driver because I thought that when I was a kid. I want to be a race car driver.
But let's go back to the
Graffiti,
Meatworks, mate. Yeah.
the Meatworks. So then I decided I'm going to sponsor all the disadvantaged, abused kids in this country. I'm not going to work for the brother-in-laws. I'm not going to work for the Australian government. I'm going to work for them.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to hire me as an adult, I'm $1 million an hour.
Yeah.
But if you're a kid, I'll pay you to be good. So I'm going to work for the kids now, full time, and ask them what their dream is, career, and I'll sponsor it $5,000, $10,000. I'll put straight into their pocket, make it happen for them.
That's
and get them on their
unreal,
way.
mate.
And you know what? I was so rewarded from that. I DA approved the Meatworks, turned it into the Graffiti Hall of Fame, which is all art.
Yeah.
And because it was like illegal art,
Yeah.
skate was illegal, dance parties were illegal, hip-hop was illegal, gang wars on trains. I brought them all together in a melting pot, put them all together having fun.
Yeah.
And my name, Spanos, became a word that if you were in Blacktown, Wollongong, anywhere in the countryside, and you're about to have a fight with a gang, and somebody said Spanos, they all start laughing and share the food and start being mates.
Oh, that's unreal.
They brought all the
That's
kids
cool.
together from crime.
And the one thing, you had raves and all that stuff.
Oh,
there,
the
did you?
raves never stopped, 24/7.
Now, but the thing is, mate, what was special about those raves, though? No
What was
drugs or
special?
alcohol?
Well, that's when the police started raiding me.
Yeah.
And I was going really good up to 94,
Yeah.
and then they started taking me to court
Yeah.
over too much dancing. Can you believe that?
Too much. Isn't that like, that's Footloose, isn't it? That's the movie
ridiculous?
Footloose.
Listen, they made a TV
Can't dance in town.
They make it a TV show about dancing with the stars. I was dancing with all these young stars from the beginning years ago.
Yeah.
All night.
All raving.
All ravers, mate.
Yeah.
And and I put the hip hoppers together with the ravers.
Yeah.
So I brought everyone together, and the rave parties I found to be the best thing for young people at the time during that generation.
Yeah.
Because there was no ID necessary. Yeah. There was no money at the door.
Yeah.
And I could feed them and look after them, buy them the bus fare home.
Yeah.
And I keep them safe all night. And there was no saying, like, I'm the doorman and you're not allowed into this nightclub.
Yeah, yeah.
Any kid on any size and shape and size could come in. They all had big T-shirts and baggy clothes and really fun-looking clothes with psychedelic outfits and everything.
Yeah.
They're really the kids were in the future. And their music was futuristic.
Yeah.
It wasn't like listening to, people singing. It was all this ding, 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 dong, ding, ding. But it was actually quite meditating.
Yeah.
And with the
like trance music.
Trance music, it's quite meditating. And during the 4 in the morning, they're all sort of floating on air and dancing.
So
all
these
night.
would go all night.
Oh, they start at 7 in the afternoon setting up.
Yeah.
And you go till 7 in the morning with recovery.
Yeah.
And they come just for recovery, some of them, they miss the party.
Yeah.
And they go all night. And I used to always hire St John's ambulance men, two of them, volunteers, pay $250 for the night to be there in case they're on their mother's Valiums or whatever they're on.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on everyone. And I'd always have an off-duty policeman that I used to surf with turn up to be there just to watch the cops that are going to give me a hard time, because he knows it.
And so did the cops give you a bit of a hard time, or the authorities?
Well, the
mate?
authorities, look, a lot of the cops, the kids told me that they used to have to pick straws to come down and tell me to turn it off. No one wanted to tell me.
None of the cops wanted to tell you.
No, they knew I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
But the authorities.
You were actually keeping all that, any maybe disaffected youth actually occupied and not doing
every
crap.
one of those troubled kids that are out there at night in a safe haven, and their parents could hear the music and knew their kids are with me.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, mate.
And man, I kept them awake for 7 mile radius.
So you were doing a community
7 mile radius. I kept them awake one night with a million. What's the sound?
But like a community service kind of thing. But the authorities went after you, mate.
Well, look, I was way ahead of my time, and they just wanted to turn South Sydney into 50,000 home units.
Yeah.
And semi-trailers turning up at 4 a.m. with meat on it they didn't like the sound of that.
Yeah.
All the noise from semis.
Yeah.
And they didn't like the sound of the open air nightclub that's been approved.
Yeah.
For kids.
Yeah.
And I was putting a dent on the detention centres. The magistrates are sending them to me.
Yeah.
Schools are sending to me to do work experience graffiti. I got everything going off.
Yeah.
And because I had such a hub happening with thousands of kids from everywhere,
Yeah.
all the toughest kids in Australia were kind as anything once they turned up with me.
Oh, that's unreal.
I turned them
That's
all
really
into champions, and I could introduce them to another boy that's already been with me for a while to take their hand and show them the way, what they want to be. You want to be a sound engineer, you want to be a plumber, you want to be a great carpenter, you want to be a mechanic, you want to be any trade you want to be, computer whiz kid. I had every spectrum of kids together helping each other. What a network.
Yeah, that's unreal.
And I was waiting for a politician to come along and give me a gold medal, and they took me to court.
They took you to court. That was supposed to cost a few coin, mate.
It cost me 20 years of my life, $8 million, and lost all my wealth. And my family. The brother-in-laws labelled me as a junkie, out with the abos and the junkies, and I see stars.
But you're not a junkie.
Never was.
Yeah.
And I made all the kids that were putting on these parties stay straight all night to deal with the issues, talk to the cops when they turn up, and talk to everyone and care for everyone.
Yeah.
And I turned all those kids straight after being on drugs. You know, there was heroin around.
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
They used to put heroin in the ecstasy. They used to do all the lewds and this and horse drugs and everything.
Yeah.
And I made a Rave Safe magazine to tell them what the drugs are about. So if you're feeling this effect, it's not ecstasy, so throw it away. Yeah. I used to do all this stuff to keep them healthy. And if they're on something, I'd dance them all night, lock the door, wouldn't let them out till they all spat it out. They would sweat it out.
So sweat out.
And give them a good feeding in the morning and send them home.
Mate, that's such an amazing thing and like such an admirable attitude. Where do you think you got that from? Would it be from your dad? Or
it's from my dad because he's such a person. Like even Shane Horan, he's got like charisma.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the special thing about him.
Yeah.
His brother runs a surf school and runs a tight ship up at Surfers Paradise.
Yeah.
But he's not as funny as Shane, you know? Shane's a bit of a loose end. You know?
Well, mate, speaking of different things, now, what came first, the NASCAR or the polo?
Well, what came before all that?
Before that,
was 18-foot skiffs.
18-foot skiffs, so you're a sailor too?
Yeah, I was 18 at high school and I wanted to race 18s. So I went and bought an old second-hand boat that was built by McConaughey, who built the America's Cups boat. It used to be KB. Yeah. And I bought the 18-foot skiff. I didn't know how to sail. So I got that together and
went out on the harbour?
No, but my first skipper was Ian Murray's sister, Heather.
Oh, well, you got a bit of
And another guy called Michael Spees, who ended up doing more for the Hobart yacht races than anyone.
Yeah.
So I bought this boat and I painted it black, skull and crossbone, black sails. Ian Murray had a sailing business where he made sails. So
he had black sails. So it was a Greek thing.
Yeah, I had the black pirate scales, big skull and crossbone on the spinnakers.
Oh, because I saw a thing on Con the Fruiter saying about his mum who was Greek. They had the black beach umbrellas, mate.
No one can beat me.
No one can.
I had a hot rod 1923 T-bucket hot rod towing my boat down to Double Bay Park to set it up. And I had the 18-footer there. And I didn't know how to sail, but I ended up a really good sailor. Yeah. And there was a guy, he just recently died, his name was Ace. He used to do the photography on the water. And he used to tow us out to the start and tow us back, because we were never going to win. Yeah. So what I used to do sometimes, we'd sail down all the way to Camp Cove. Yeah. And we'd come into Camp Cove and relax into the sun. Yeah. And we let them all race because we're not going to beat them all. They got fast boats. They started putting wings on them and making them even faster. And mine was the last of the fast wooden boats. So we wait for Ian Murray to come up the harbour to do his turn, to shoot down the harbour with a northeasterly wind, blowing a northerly, and that coming through. Yeah. And we'd come out like pirates out of Camp Cove and drag
with your
racing,
black sails.
And and we put up the spinnaker and we drag race him down the harbour. Yeah. Full pelt, out of control. No, you can't. You're cavitating. You're not even steering. Yeah. You've lost control. Yeah, yeah. You got anyone in your way, you're gonna like ferries and that. We just sideswipe a Terry and everything, Yeah. All that sort of stuff. They got a ferry out there gambling on the harbour, and they'd put money on us to see if we're gonna beat Ian Murray or not. It We beat him a couple of times.
Yeah.
But we'd end up at the Opera House. We missed the
Well,
turn.
most you haven't been in the America's Cup.
Yeah, we
as
missed
well.
the turn, and we just can't stop the thing till we sink it in front of the circular quay. And then they should come and fetch us and bring us back. You couldn't steer it. It was so much fun.
Oh, that's
Hey, but what I did do
Yeah, what'd
is
you
a lot of the boys wouldn't hang around after the race.
Yeah.
And put the boat away and put the sails away. They're
Yeah.
pain in the ass. And I buy everyone chicken wings for everyone. So I got girls into it.
Yeah.
All the girls that wanted to sail 18
Yeah,
footers.
which is different for that time. Not many.
No
sailing
girl was allowed
Yeah.
on them. So
Yeah.
there were all these girls out in the trapeze hanging out with their titties hanging out. Ooh. And I got all these billionaires on their big racing yachts chasing us to watch all the girls.
Yeah.
And all the girls on the ferry got the shits because their boyfriends wouldn't let them go on it. So they ended up making a girls' day race thanks to me.
Ah, awesome, mate.
Yeah, girls' day
Good on
race.
ya.
So the girls are the captains now, the skippers.
Yeah.
So the girls, because the girls would fold the sails up and dry them in the wind.
Yeah.
And everything, put everything away. Where the guys would just piss off and go get drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, bugger that. You know?
But then they sail themselves. That's cool.
The girls became champions.
G'day, folks. A big thanks and shout out to our mates at the Official Beer Co. They're sponsoring this episode, and of course, their new GC Lager, low carb. I'm trying to get them to make me a zero beer, but they haven't done it yet. But they will. They will. It's an easy drinking, low carb beer brewed on the Gold Coast by a master brewer. So next time at your local, grab a 60, grab a cartoon. And if they haven't got it on tap at your local pub, go, why haven't you got it? Contact officialbeer.co. So next time, remember, if you're after a cold one, make it official. Mate, well, okay, so now, how'd you get into polo? I know you've still got your Rolls, and I believe you had a Rolls-Royce horse float as well.
Yeah, I did that. I made my own horse float.
Yeah.
And John Fagan, that makes Cub horse trailers,
Yeah.
he fucking looked at my trailer. I couldn't believe the way I made it and copied it.
Oh,
It was
wow.
such a good design.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at that. I'm fixing things from nothing.
Yeah.
Rubbish, you know. One man's rubbish is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good at junk work.
And so what got you into polo?
Well, after I left high school, I liked the idea of polo, the horses and things.
Yeah.
So I used to go to the showground a lot.
Yeah.
And that's where you mentioned earlier, I used to take my horse down to Bondi Beach for a ride around Double Bay,
Yeah.
for Cosmo for a ride from
Yeah.
the showground. So I started to play polo. I never played,
Yeah.
I'm not that good a horse rider.
Yeah.
But that's why. So I got into polo, and on the way I became a life member at Windsor Polo Club.
Wow.
I ended up playing in England. Prince Charles was there for his announcement of his
You
engagement.
played against Prince
No,
Charles?
no, but I was at the games where he was playing, but not at that level.
Yeah.
And they had a big ball at the Mount Bathurst Castle
Yeah.
to announce his engagement. I was there for that with Princess Di.
Yeah.
So I did all that. And then I played at Puckarucona in America, in Florida. I played polo there, thanks to polo. But I ended up in the History of Australian Polo, a book written by
Yeah, I've
the
seen
Oster
that
family.
picture there with you, with in front of the graffiti.
Yeah,
in your
'cause
polo
I
gear.
made my own. Yeah.
Hair slicked back too,
I was
mate,
like an
looking rather
Argentinian,
smooth,
like an
eh?
Argentinian polo player. So I had a really fun time in that polo era.
Yeah.
So I made my own float.
Do you know many other Greeks that play polo?
No one at the time,
No.
No Greek's ever done what I've done. I'm the only one. I'm the one off Greek.
Mate, yeah, you've
One
done a lot of
one
things.
and only.
But but I heard a rumor. I don't know that you used to go take horses that were like due to go to the knackery and you'd bring them back. Is that right?
Yeah, I used to stop at Homebush on the way to polo.
Yeah.
And go look around, and I find myself a bay mare that had beautiful eyes that looked like nice legs and everything, like black socks. And I'd say, and it looked about 12.
So
or
they
10.
were about to be killed, weren't they? Made the
knackery. They're
pet
knackery,
food.
mate. They're
Yeah.
knackery. And one would look at me and think he'd like me. So I have that one, yep. Only $100 or something,
Yeah.
And that one, I put him on the float, take him to polo, give him carrot cake and everything. See?
So you've actually saved the life of a horse
Yeah, I
as
ended
well.
up giving every horse I had away to girls that
Yeah.
wanted a horse in their farms. Or my dentist wanted one up at Scone, he
Yeah.
wanted one. And I gave them all away to keep them alive. But they played polo really well.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, they'd come from some cattle farm somewhere.
Yeah.
And
Like stock horses or
Yeah,
quarter
stock horses that knew what was going on. One
Yeah.
of them, Jane, played against Prince Charles, Lady Jane, after that game. She
wow.
played in a game against Prince Charles with one of those big name polo players from Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had fun with that. I got them from the knackery. I turned up with the Rolls with the flat Rolls Royce wheels on the trailer.
They probably, what do these people at the knackery go, what the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, I turned up with these horses at the polo at Windsor, and they're looking at me, scratching their head and going, "Oh, mate, go park over there somewhere,"
Yeah.
And I go park over there, and I bring all these party goers that have been out all night or whatever, and they come to watch the polo on the weekend, never been in their whole life. They look like real weirdos. And I'd have their horses, and I trained the horses that well because this float wasn't like you can't get them on the float. I'd have all the food in it and everything, and it was always, I never had to
So the
try-
horses couldn't wait to get in the float.
They'd get in on their own, and they're wondering, look, we have struggled to get our horses in the float. They're already, Spanos' 4 horses are already in his own float. They put themselves in. Oh, it was funny. I had so much fun.
Oh, mate, that's
so much
awesome.
fun.
Now the other thing,
Yeah.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
What? How did you get? Because are you the first Australian to drive NASCAR?
I'm the first Australian
Yeah.
to do the Winston Cup and the first international.
First international as
I
well.
never
First
asked for that.
non-Seppo.
Give me a high five, another claim to fame. I never asked for that.
But so, what made you want to get into NASCAR? Like you know, there's a V8. Well, not V8. Well, but
Yeah.
there's the
Yeah, all
Australian
the
series. There's the
Look,
four stuff.
we had like
What
people-
made you NASCAR attract
All
you,
my
mate?
wealthy friends, because I grew up in Vaucluse, right?
Yeah.
And I had all these rich friends, right?
Yeah.
And I made them all laugh, right?
Yeah.
But they weren't going to give me nothing, you know?
Yeah.
That's when I helped all the street kids. That's
Yeah.
how my life changed.
Yeah.
I re-educated about real people.
Yeah. That's cool.
Anyway, so I'm having a big fight with the brother-in-laws in the business.
Yeah.
And I got to go live my childhood dream because it's never going to happen. I'll never be able to get it with all these mongrels in the business. You know, they hate me.
But what attracted you to NASCAR
Well, I'll
itself?
tell you how I did it.
Yeah.
So I decided that I wanted to race, and they're never going to give me a go in Australia because you've got to do the cams thing with the go-kart, then do this one, do that one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to do both.
And you wanted to fast track it.
No, well, I'm never going to get there. So I decided, I took $3.5 grand.
Yeah.
And I knew a name in Indianapolis,
Yep.
a Greek bloke that had an indie team.
Another Greek. That's
a
cool.
Greek that had an indie team.
The Greek connection, I love it.
Well, he didn't help me in the end, the bugger. But anyway, he was good. And then he had a guy called Johnny Rutherford that was driving for him, a famous driver. So I went and got off a plane in Indianapolis in the snow, trudged all the way to the factory, and it was too much snow. And then went and stayed in a motel and came back in the morning, and I met him. And he goes, look, we can't do anything now. It's February. Indy's on in I wanted to drive IndyCar.
Yeah.
And Indy's on in May.
Yeah.
And he said, but Daytona's on towards the end of February.
Yeah.
So you can hang with us and that. And I said, well, I want to go see Daytona then.
Yeah.
And while I'm waiting. So he took me to a race down in Tampa with sprint cars, a guy called Richard Vogler.
Yeah.
So we went down there and they're going in and out and everything. And he says, how have you been getting in and out of the passing there? I said, I carry a water bucket. And they let me through. You know? Because I didn't have a pass.
So you're just straight in anyway.
Yeah, with a water bucket, you know. I didn't have a pass, you know, to get into the pits and everything.
Yeah.
So I get through. And then they get there and they're going, oh, he's going to miss the final. The brakes don't work. They've all given up. Says, can I have a go? He goes, yeah, you can have a go. So I grabbed the brake master, so I stick it in oil, in a bucket of oil. Brake oil, when it's working, put it on. You can go now, it's working. So I freaked them out that I'm pretty good.
That you're pretty good with your mechanics.
Yeah, and I'm doing it there.
And so how'd you learn that just by doing stuff yourself?
The Greek way, you know?
Yeah.
You're doing it all wrong.
Just make it work.
Make it work, yeah.
Yeah.
So they says, you're pretty handy. I said, I've got a design for your IndyCar if you really want to see it. And he never got to see my design.
Yeah.
That I was going to use Venturis from sailing in a sailing boat.
Yeah.
That you drop them in to get the water out of the boat. And as you're going along at speed, it sucks it out.
Yeah.
So I was going to put Venturis in the IndyCars to suck the air out so the car can suck on the ground in the corners and then lift up on the straightaways.
Ah.
They only got onto it now 30 years later.
Wow.
Anyway, so I went to Daytona.
But what sort of driver training had you have, mate?
Well, my first fine driving at 17 was doing 135 mile an hour in a 35 mile an hour speed limit.
In Sydney,
In Sydney, I was 100 mile an hour over the speed limit.
This is somewhere probably through the inner city.
No, I was going to Kurnell.
Oh, Kurnell. All right. Yeah, you can get going a bit there.
They saw me going. They clocked me at 135 going one way.
Yeah.
And then they chased me on the way back at over 100 mile an hour. They're only allowed to access 100, and they lost sight of me. And I stopped in Taylor Square to talk to somebody, and then they caught up to me.
So that's your training for NASCAR, mate.
And the judge is going, do you know
Well, they say NASCAR started from bootleggers.
Yeah, well, I was good at
racing away from the cops anyway.
Yeah,
so you're an Australian bootlegger kind of thing.
Yeah, well, when I was at high school, I built a 1923 T-bucket hot rod.
You built it yourself?
Yeah, it's got a Jag rear end, a Chev 350, you know. Yeah. And I used to race up and down Rose Bay Esses. No one could beat me up and down. I raced a highway patrol car, mate of mine. Ida Buttrose's brother was a highway patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he raced me up there, but I beat the highway patrol car one day, you know, racing. And then I built a 39 Ford convertible.
Yeah.
And when I was 21, I went to Catherine and got myself a road train license. Now I've still got it today.
So you can drive a road train. What are they like? How many trailers are they?
5 back then.
5.
5 trailers. And I've still got that license. They make me do a medical, which means I'm still healthy.
Yeah.
And I've still got it. So I went and got that because every time they're going to pull me over the cops, I had a better license than them, you know?
Yeah. Now, okay, let's go back to
that was
NASCAR.
where the racing came from. And I wanted to be a race car driver. So Rose Bay Esses, Vaucluse, or my speedway.
So that's your training.
And with the gold rolls,
I
had all the Aboriginal kids in it one day after basketball.
Yeah.
And I'm in the back of Alexandria, which I know like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
Burrows Road's a long drag strip. So I'm doing over 100 mile an hour with all the men hanging out the windows. They're all screaming, all the Aboriginal kids. And some security guard's seen it, right?
Yeah.
And he's rung the police. And now they're drag netting this Rolls Royce that's stolen.
Yeah.
And I've gone and taken them to King's Cross for McDonald's.
And it's your Rolls Royce.
Yeah, but I've taken them to McDonald's here, and I've gone. I know all the back streets because I deliver meat to all the restaurants and hotels, having butcher shops everywhere. I know the shortcuts.
Yeah.
And the police don't know where I'm going. I've disappeared. Seen last there, seen Taylor Square, seen King's Cross, seen Surrey Hill, seen over there. Now I'm driving up Erskineville Road, and they all come onto me. Police cars from everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're all going mad. And I get out, I go, what's going on? And it's Spanos. Yeah, it's just, I'm taking the boys home from basketball.
I reckon your name every cop must have known your name, Spanos.
Hey, during the Olympics, I had the tent embassy in Victoria Park with all the First Nation people.
Yeah.
I did the Aboriginal Olympics.
Yeah.
So we brought notoriety during the Olympics. And I stopped they're going to close the Olympics down, the protest, over not letting Kathy Freeman light the flame and whatever. So the head cop from England that came out and the head lady cop at the time came to see me at the park that night before the Olympics, and they said, can you do anything about the protest panels, because, it's going to look really embarrassing for the world to win that.
Yeah.
And I said, look, I'm not in charge of it, but I'll talk to them for you.
Now, let's go back to NASCAR, mate.
Okay. This police lady put that split windscreen combi that I had for 20 years on the radio. If you see this combi driving through Hyde Park on the wrong side of the road, on an island, going up the wrong way one way, don't stop it. It's Spanos. Now, I was on a mission to get to all the protesters to bring to it, and I did.
Oh, that's unreal. But let's go back to your NASCAR, mate. So you've gone to see him, you've gone, you fixed the brake cylinder, and so how did that go from there to you in a NASCAR and actually driving in the Winston Cup?
Well, what happened, I went straight to Daytona after that, and he said, come back for the Indy stuff. I never came back, but I kept in touch with him. Yeah. And I ended up in Daytona, and this guy sent, look, this guy, James Hilton, he's like a Shane Horan. Yeah. He was an independent, won $1 million in 1965 or something, first independent, won a few races, but he was a black sheep. Yeah. He used to stick it up the NASCAR about the drivers to protect them and make insurance for them and give them more than, if you lose an arm, you get $100, or something, to do something about it. So he was on the wrong side of the fence, but they all loved him. And he drove till he was about 80-something.
Oh, wow.
So he was the oldest driver in the end. He got killed, unfortunately, and I missed out on seeing him coming back in an SUV that the driver that was driving it crashed and killed him. Yep. So anyway, he gave me my chance. And he said, okay, we're going to go, the next one is at Rockingham. Yeah. And when we go there, I'm going to introduce you to the people there, buy your license. I bought a license. You can buy a license. And you do your medical. Yeah. And I'm going to put you in the car and we'll see how you go. So they put me in the car.
And is that in the actual race or trials first?
This is trials for the race.
Yeah.
So he puts me in the car, and that because anyone can go out and trial. Yeah, yeah. And they're all looking at me like this Aussie, where's he come from? And then the big chief comes over to me chewing his tobacco, Yeah. Chugga nooga chew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey boy, if you're cutting leather out there, we're getting you in, all right? You know? So I go out there and I'm doing qualifying speeds, Yeah. And they come in, they go, oh. So that was good. Bobby Allison, Richard Petty, all the big names there. And they know if some losers out there and kill one of them, their family.
Oh, yeah. Well, so you've got to, in actual fact, you really have to show that you can drive because otherwise someone can die.
It only takes one person on the grandstanders don't like you and you're out. Yeah. Anyway, they were looking at this Aussie and they think, okay, so I got in. Yeah. They liked me. So James Hilton kept me. Yeah. And we tried to get some sponsorship to happen because I only had $3,500. I left straight with nothing, Yeah. Only my mouth. So I actually took me into it. Like going to Luna Park. Yeah. But they gave me a steering wheel,
And so you got to race in the Winston.
I got to race in the Winston Cup, ARCA races, all these various different races on super speedways. But the most incredible one I did, which is one that remains in the history minds of all the NASCAR people, was Talladega.
Oh, you did Talladega?
Talladega, super speedway. The fastest, I did lots of Talladega. I did Daytonas, I did everything. I stayed 3 years and tried to qualify at everything, made a few of the different races. Yeah. So I got my experience up. But at Talladega, we got a clutch problem getting there. We got there late. It was cold. It snowed. We get to Talladega. I get the car through inspection. I go out onto pit lane. I'm driving down pit lane and the flags come out. Practice is over. But because I went out onto pit lane and then drove in at the other end, I was allowed to go and qualify. Now, I've never been on the track. I'm allowed to go out on it and drive over 200 miles an hour on my own. I have to kill myself on my own, no problem. So that feeling of lining a car up to go out and do over 200 mile an hour average speed on a track you've never seen and a car I don't know if it's going to go left or right. Yeah. It's the same feeling you'd get of paddling over the ledge at Chopu when
Without
code
having
red,
to surf it.
with code red,
Yeah.
with you haven't surfed it and you don't know what the board's going to do. You never ridden the surfboard.
Wow.
And you've got to make the drop and draw a line.
And how is it going around? Because those circle tracks, it must be.
You've got to draw a line like you're surfing.
Yeah?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a barrel,
Yeah.
and you've got to draw that line to keep the momentum going. Or if you bog down, you go slow. And if you go too high, you're over the wall. If you make one little error at 200 mile an hour, which is slow motion with your fingers, one little thing, it breaks loose. You're the next thing. They all stand up, and they watch you smash to pieces for a mile and catch on fire and blow up and bring you back in a body bag.
Ooh.
It's illegal. It's legal suicide.
Wow.
You go out and kill yourself. We're not like, when you drive fast, you think it's fun. This is scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to strap yourself into your coffin. You might not come back. You press that button on that motor, and the thing goes. It explodes. You got 700 horsepower. You're doing about 2 miles to the gallon. The thing's going to catch on fire. Everything's going to blow up, and you've got concrete between you and the fucking everything.
So, mate, now let's
What did happen when I got back and made it?
Yeah.
Richard Petty come up to me.
Yeah.
A world champion, most famous driver in America.
Yeah.
Still got a race team with Richard Childress and Rick Hendricks. They all love me.
Yeah.
Dale Lionel used to help me, Richard Childress.
Yeah.
And they said, Spanos, you've done something that we never got a chance to do. You went out on the fastest super speedway in the world, never seen it before in your life, drove over 220 mile an hour down that back straightaway, Spanos.
That's freaking flying.
Into the corner and made it without killing yourself with no experience. Now, it took us 20 years of modifying these cars to get them up to 200, let alone over 200. And we did thousands of miles on these tracks to learn the line.
And
so I did something. He shook my hand, and he loved me forever after that. And his son, Cole Petty, who used to race as a country racer, he used to give me all his qualifying tyres after he qualified. My car would be out on pit lane on jack stands with no wheels, waiting for his
old tyres.
They're going to give you, so they're $1,000 each, $4,000 a set,
That's amazing, mate. Now, so we've gone through a bit of everything, mate, but now you're still doing stuff with Bondi board riders, even though you're living up here on the Goldie.
I was in a contest 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that was good. I got the bomb on the head.
How are Bondi board riders?
Well, look, the Bondi board riders are really special.
Yeah.
And Bo Savastis built it up to what it is.
Yeah.
This girl's running it now, Vicky Austin.
Yeah.
And she's done a great job. Ben Davis, who's Bondi Rescue, he started Bondi Rescue. He looks after all the kids.
Yeah.
So we've got a whole bunch of kids from tadpoles, frogs, microgroms, grobs, juniors. There's about 50 or 60 of them.
And is Bondi still a pretty tight community, mate?
Oh, it's very tight in the surfing.
Yeah.
But I would never live there ever again.
Oh, really? Just a different place now?
It's a different place.
Because it was a bit more lower socioeconomic when you were there,
Look, when I used to go to work at 4 a.m. to the meatworks, I'd be driving through Bondi to check it out. And all my mates would be coming out of Bondi Hotel drunk with their girlfriends. And everybody knew everyone. And
Bondi tram, the old Bondi
it was all
tram.
fun. It was all fun back then. But then it's changed now, and it's all Porsches and rich people and developing, and they can't stop knocking down and developing home units.
But rich people, not like you, mate. You had some coin, but you were a man of the people.
I knew with all the mouth and money that I had,
yeah,
I got stuck because these kids got under my skin.
Yeah.
They got me first to start cooking the barbecues at the police boys' clubs and everywhere. And these kids had come to me, and you feed the dog, but you feed these kids, and they got under my skin. I couldn't. If I surrendered, I was on a platter. The government knew I wouldn't surrender. Yeah. Because without me, with my mouth of money, they had no chance without me. They're heading for jail, heading for suicide, heading for the criminal world.
But that's unreal, mate, that you've done all that. And, mate, let's tell you got something here about the biggest wave ever caught at Bondi. Now, I got to let you talk about this one because, mate, it's not often, I know that you go miles out the back at Burleigh, like I said before, and I'm thinking, what the is he doing out there? And you get a big wave. So what happened with this when you caught the biggest wave at Bondi? Was it as big as that one that bloke caught that was
Chase Hardacre? Chase Hardacre is one of the Hardacres. I've sponsored the brother, the father, all the cousins. I know them all. And his dad used to work for my meatwork at the meatworks.
Yeah.
Eric.
Oh, right.
And we had Bobby Barrett, who wrote the books about all the crime waving in Sydney.
Yeah.
And Barry Bull, the guy that got picked up in a helicopter out of Long Bay Jail and got away and ended up getting arrested in Europe somewhere on a motorbike with his girlfriend. They all worked for my dad. And I knew them all. We used to have long-term prisoners coming out 2 days a week. Yeah. Had them all at the meatworks. So I knew how to deal with troubled youth.
And you knew how to deal with everybody. Basically, mate.
But look, when I caught the biggest waves was like when I was at high school, this friend of mine, Graham Pratton, used to make boards, solitude boards and phantom boards. And we used to go out and catch the big waves at Ben Buckler when it was a southerly cyclone surf from up north coming around the corner. Yeah. Anyway, so over 50 years, we'd bring each other every 6 or 10 years when there's a big swirl and go out. Yeah. This is before Bondi Rescue. Yeah. And when Bondi Rescue's now here and I got Bondi board riders, the swell of the year turned up.
Yeah.
and it was breaking across the road at the north end. It was going into the skate ramp. It was going over the promenade. And it was blowing a heavy gale out there, and they were...
Leg ropes or no leg ropes?
Yeah, leg ropes.
Leg ropes,
this is in the 90s.
All right, in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, before these new guys, all the lifeguards are getting out there. And Bondi Rescue are not allowed to go in the water. It's illegal to rescue me. I'm the only one out there. And I've just been in court again with this Graffiti Hall of Fame thing. Yeah. And I don't know if the police are going to kill me, who's going to kill me, what's going to go on. Yeah. And they ruined my maternal years now. I'm thinking, I can't have a family because they're bloody... I'm in court every day. And if I had a family, I'd end up on the street. I'm out there and I'm going to go catch this wave. And I've gone out the back there and I'm looking out to the horizon and I can see it coming. It's like neon lights from the Himalayas. It's got Spanos written on it and it's frothing already. So I turn around and do my cross and fucking equalise my ears, start doing some deep breathing, and start paddling, And I've got this big male, 9-foot male, a beauty. And I start paddling for it and I've caught the thing. Yeah. And I don't know how I did it, but somehow, without being able to see anything, I've landed on my board, standing up and powering down this mountain, made it all the way towards the middle of the beach. Yeah. Turned right, turned right now, close out on that side, come back, gone to go left to come in. I thought, I'll take it all the way in now. Yeah. And I've dropped down for the shorey. It's walled up like the Great Wall of China on the shorey, worse than anything you get at Mexican. That fucking
Tado Sanos. Or
Sanos, yeah, the shorey. It's walled up like one of those there, right? And I'm trying to outrace it, but I'm going backwards. I'm not going to outrace it. It's not going to close out behind me. It's going to close out on me. Yeah. So, Escondido.
Porto Escondido.
Porto Escondido, right? It's bigger than that. And so I've turned and I've dived into the bottom as hard as I can. It blew my eyeballs out, I've gone into the bottom of it and I've held on like that, covered myself up, and I've waited for it to pound on. It just missed me and landed on my board. Broke it into 2 pieces, sucked me backwards. Now you got to try and get in now. Yeah. It takes you out around the south end of New Zealand. You don't get in, And the whitewater's 10 foot thick.
Yeah, because you're going round to the harbour, aren't you? If you're not, don't get in.
It just takes you straight to New Zealand out that way. So
all right, yeah.
It takes you straight out the south end. Yeah. And you can't get in and you can't breathe because you've got 10 foot of roll. It's a bay. Yeah. So it's not like you go into a channel. Yeah. These walls of white wall just keep you underwater and work you, and you never get your breath back and you can't get in. Yeah. So now I'm trying to get this board together. I've come up and I've got this board and trying to put the pieces together. I've got hammered again. Then I get the pieces together so I can sit on without cutting myself to pieces. I've got 3 pieces now and I'm laying on it and I got washed in. I dig my feet into the sand and it drags you right up to about here somewhere. I'm getting round, it's going back, I'm going in and I'm trying to get my legs out of the sand to make the run for it. Up the promenade, I get up the promenade and there's Bondi Rescue guy on his fucking machine up on the promenade watching, shaking their head.
Well, I'm glad. I'm really glad you're still here, Tony. And, mate, what an adventure! What a life, and it's so good to see you here on the Gold Coast. You do a bit of surf coaching and that.
I love it. You know what I do now?
Is that?
I help Byron Huskins do
with the
kids with special needs.
Serving.
I help him. Liam O'Brien comes in and helps.
Yeah, that's unreal.
With Shane, I did Burleigh Public School.
So you're still giving, mate?
Oh, Burleigh Public School. And now they've grown up. We've got Matty Jobs, Fraser Martin, and Tommy Finland. He's going good. And at Bondi, we've got Freddie Carmody.
Yeah, Fred's a great kid,
And Perth Stanley, I watch him grow up from a kid. He's a champion.
Yeah. Mate, that's unreal, mate. You have lived such a magnificent life. And I'm so proud and honoured to have you in the green room, mate.
Thank you.
Tony Spanos, bloody legend.
This is the man that gets me up every morning and blesses me for the wonderful world that we live in. And we can go surfing with Tappa telling us that surf report to program our day.
Mate, there's only one of you. I'm glad you're here. Cheers, mate.
Love you for that.
Catching the waves. Turning into the green room. Hey, folks. Would you like to get your name in the Green Room podcast? Well, we are looking for sponsors, so if you want to get a sponsorship, check it out at Podfire. Lots of people can hear about your product on one of the best podcasts around the Green Room, so check it out, Podfire. Thanks for tuning into the Green Room. A big thank you to our guests for sharing their stories and insights, and Podfire for bringing this podcast to life. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a review, and share the Green Room with your friends. We'll catch you next time for more conversations with the legends of surf and beyond. Until then, catch you in the waves.